Hey Joe,
Hey, bro.
how's it going?
Going good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Week six? Six. Yeah, we are 3-3 as people like that. With week six review here with good old Joe. Um, First off, I'm gonna just let you have the floor. Talk about your team. What do you like? What do you not like?
Oh my God. Can the injuries stop, please? I've already lost Marquise Brown. I just barely lost Marquise Brown. He's out for at least a month.
Yes, that's
I'm
something.
not too fond on that. And then Michael Thomas is being Michael Thomas and being a wuss. So
Yeah, Michael Thomas sucks because when he plays, he's good. It's
he's
just like
good.
when is he gonna play? Like when are we gonna see Michael Thomas?
Like,
I have no idea.
he was a steal in the fourth round, and for the first two games at least.
Yeah, no, it was looking like okay, Michael Thomas is looking like that guy. He's great, and then all of a sudden, it's
And then he stubs his toe and he's out for 3 weeks.
yeah, he's out, and you're like, you know what? Who cares, right?
Is what it is.
Well, I am going to go through this week real quick. Hold on.
All right. Who are we starting with?
I am going to start. Where do I want to start? Normally, I've been ending with myself lately, so I think I might end with myself. Oh yeah, I'm going to. I've got a rant. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I'm really pumped about my team. Um, so week six, we'll start with you actually.
All right.
Hold on just a second. So you unfortunately lost this week to Ira. Ira on the heels of Joe Burrow was able to pull out a win because really it was Joe Burrow. Hold on. We'll take a minute to load.
No, it really was Burrow.
Joe Burrow, Brees Hall, and it ends there.
That's it.
This was a really weird week for fantasy. So going through your week, how are you feeling? Were you feeling good going into the week?
Uh, I was kind of feeling indifferent. I knew Ira would be kind of a tough match
Yeah.
because you never know how Kyle Pitts was going to be. You got Chubb. I'm surprised that New England held Chubb to just 7 points. I figured Chubb would have ran all over him.
Yeah, no, I thought
Uh,
that obviously as a Patriots fan, I was a little nervous that like Chubb was going to do some things, but no, he chilled out, so that was good.
I thought would have had a better chance, especially with T. Higgins being out before
Yep.
the game started. But like, literally, if Mixon just runs in one of those touchdowns, and I win. Like, there's
Oh,
so many aspects here. Like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But there's so
well,
many things that could have gone differently.
I mean, in fairness to you, if your defense just gets
Oh my
0 points,
God.
you win. You don't even need your defense to score. If they just
No,
get 0 points, you're
literally, okay. Backstory behind the whole defensive choices thing. Like, I was so indifferent this week because, the Jags, they were playing well up until this point. They were
yep,
playing the Colts again, which they put up 18 on them last time.
yep, 24 to nothing
And
blank of them last time.
exactly, yeah. And then with Dallas, like Dallas, they're a top five defense. And even though they were against Philly, they still put up a fight. But I mean, I figured I was so indifferent on which defense I wanted to pick. I literally flipped the coin.
Yeah. Okay. Flip the coin. And so I'm guessing I got heads. We got Jags. Tails. We got Dallas. And he went with heads. And
Heads was Dallas, tails was Jags.
okay. And then we're going tails. And you
But it's
know,
like I know Dallas is the better defense of the two, but Jacksonville had a better matchup, and that's what I was looking at based off of what happened in
yeah,
their
no,
last game.
that's not a. That's actually that's. I mean, they're going into the week. They were ranked the seventh ranked defense. So I mean, obviously Dallas is great, and their defense has been phenomenal. But it makes sense. And then if you
It's
just throw
just
in a negative output, you win the
oh
game. That's all
God.
you don't need. You just literally need a 0 from that team,
Yeah.
which
And I
is
win by like not even a point. But it's
yeah.
funny, like when on the way back from Florida, Ira and I we were talking and we were talking about just how much fantasy is like in terms of luck.
Oh,
And the luck was just with Ira this time.
absolutely about luck. It's I mean, and against I was saying, and against you, it really came down to hey, if Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw 4 touchdowns to Travis Kelsey, even two,
Why
then,
do we bring that up?
then you beat me. Or with Justin when he played me, if it doesn't come down to Mike Evans lateraling the ball to somebody else, then
You should have seen the look on his face. I was watching that game with him, and you should have seen the look on his
it was
face.
literally just he lateraled to somebody else. It was like, oh, well, there goes his points. And then the next play, Brady completes a pass. So it's like, oh, that's my first win of the season.
Oh God.
So you lost by 2.3
Yep.
or 2.6, one of the two. And then we have next game. We've got Timmy versus Austin. Austin, another team that just didn't have, like, Gerald Everett didn't come to play. Romeo Dobbs didn't come to play. Kareem Hunt did nothing. Kirk Cousins played fine. Justin Jefferson played fine. Leonard Fournette played fine. And then Tyler Bass, the kicker, did what he needed to do. Otherwise, his team, I mean, he scored 70. Team didn't come to play. We've got then Timmy. We've got Justin Hurts came to play. Saquon was fine. Darrell Henderson was fine. Michael Pittman was fine. Mark Andrews was fine. He had a solid week. So his team had a solid week. Juju on his bench, Najee on his bench, both had solid weeks as well.
Did you say Justin Hurts?
Did I say Justin Hurts?
You said Justin Hurts.
Yeah, Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts put together. Justin Hurts. And Justin, speaking of, we'll segue this. Justin hurt and put a complete beat down on Camden's
Oh my
team.
God.
So I was going back in the league. I haven't put it together for like the league historian thing. I was going back to year one. We had some weeks. Austin scored like 23 points in a week. I don't know how it happened. His entire team just didn't come. He scored 23 points that week. But in our new scoring system, Camden's highest scorer was Deebo Samuel, followed by none other than Graham Gano. Carson Wentz put up 5. He didn't.
Okay, well, in defense of Carson Wentz, he got injured. I'm sure he would have put up 2 more points after that. But
I know, yeah, he would have put up a 7 burger, man. Melvin Gordon put in a 0.8 effort. Yeah, he left too. He got benched for some weird reason. I have no idea. The Packers don't seem like they like Aaron Jones right now, so he didn't get used. Jerry Jeudy can't catch a ball because Russell Wilson can't throw a ball other than the first quarter of that game. Like that.
in Cam's defense, though, on paper, Cam does have arguably one of the best teams in the
He
league.
does. He does.
With Jonathan Taylor, he's got probably one of the best running back cores. He's got a good tight end with Darren Waller. He's got Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's just all these guys were on bye weeks. He's got 5
bye weeks hurt, and then even the lineup he started, Aaron Jones isn't bad. Melvin Gordon, Deebo Samuel, Jerry Jeudy. He didn't have a bad
No,
lineup.
not by any means, especially if Taysom Hill does the dual threat of quarterback and tight end. Like he didn't. By no means he had a bad team. It's just, again, with luck, it just was not on his side.
It was just his whole entire, and his season hasn't been on his side. So because Camden's roster, when you look namesake and on paper, again, as it grades out typically, this week it did take a hit for reasons that we'll further get to. Ira, I know you've been talking about how Camden's been better than you. Spoiler alert, Camden's the worst team by a good margin. So I mean,
it's weird to hear you say that when he's got Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, like
Deebo Samuel, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and now he has Dak Prescott coming back. It's yeah. So it's a tough time here for Camden. On the other side, Justin, good week. I mean, Jamar Chase really helped him, but otherwise, Deion Jackson was the other standout for him, but like Kamara with 12, Jalen Waddle with 11, Gabe Davis 13. Like it's pretty standard week from Justin. 118 in our league for like if you're good, it's pretty standard week.
Mm-hmm.
Another blowout. Jared blew the doors off of Joe. Joe's team, which was looking very scary before Cooper Kupp was regular. The Rams aren't good, really. I mean, they won, obviously. They beat the Panthers, but again, what is it beating the Panthers?
That's not really much of an achievement.
That's not much of an achievement. I didn't know if you knew this or not, but Matt Rule got fired. Do you know
Yeah,
what his record was in games where the team scored 17 or more points?
not good. That's all I know. Not good.
1 in 27.
Oh,
If you scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal throughout a 60-minute game, you were banking a win against Matt Rule. That was one of the craziest stats I had ever heard. 17 points. That's not much.
who
That
was the one team that he got a win off of?
I have that I don't know. I should look into that because whatever team that was, they're bad.
Oh,
Or whatever happened that week was terrible.
$10. It was the Falcons.
It might have been. The way the Falcons look this year, it might not have been. But man, those.
No.
So Jared does have Josh Allen, who's a cheat code, with Stephon Diggs, who also with Josh Allen makes him pretty much a cheat code as well.
There's automatic 12 points whenever they connect for a touchdown. So that's
Yeah.
he's probably got one of the best quarterback wide receiver combos in the league right now.
It's him. It's those two. It'd be Kelsey and Mahomes. It would be Burrow, Chase, but they're a step below. And there's probably someone I'm forgetting right now, but that's pretty much it.
Oh my God. Imagine sorry to segue into something else.
You're good.
Imagine if we had gone through with that trade when you would have sent Kelsey over to me.
Oh no.
Imagine the point because Mahomes got 41, Kelsey got I got like what 20, 26, and then Daniel Carlson got me 14.
No, I would have
16.
no,
That
that wouldn't have been good. That would not have been good.
That would have been almost 200-point game right there.
That would have been a 200-point game, and I would have been thoroughly upset.
Yeah, back to Jared's team.
I was gonna say back to Jared's team. Jared's team's looking good. If Dalvin Cook can keep running getting touchdowns, Kenneth Walker's look good. Alan Lazard had a good game. Jared's team looks really good right now. The standings say so as well. The tiers and the rankings say so as well. As I said, Joe, on the other hand,
I think it's kind of a milder Camden situation because while Camden has some of the best running backs, Joe has some of the best wide receivers.
He has some of the best wide receivers. Plus, he does have his running backs are all good. JK is good, but he had a bad week. David Montgomery's good. Devin Singletary he's hit or miss just because he could get a touchdown. And then Miles Sanders is good. He has a good core. His receivers are great. It's just he's also been someone who's been unlucky too.
Yeah.
And then last but not least,
here we go.
Oh man,
the floor is yours, my friend.
No,
the floor is yours.
Tyler did not have a good week. I was nervous going into Monday. I was only up 30. I was like all day. I was like, oh man, I should have played the Patriots defense. They got 13. The Eagles only got 7. That would have been extra 6 points. I was sad, and then I saw the game was going. I was like, okay, Herbert just can't do this. Herbert can't do that. Sutton can't. They didn't because that game was terrible. Herbert only put up 10 and Sutton. It got 11 point. That's sorry, 12.2 from the both of them. We'll take that. Oh man, his team, McCaffrey's played well all year. Tyreek Hill's been one of the, I think, 3 best receivers. He's number 4. So it's pretty much been him, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, I think, or Devontae Adams, one of the two. But no, Tyler's team has definitely a solid team. Zeke's going to look better too with Dak. Damian Pierce has ran the ball well. Everything, his team looks good. Me, on the other hand, I'm happy with my team. What I am happy about is before the season started, all I said was I need to be 3-3 when DeAndre Hopkins comes back. I started off 0-3 and looked like the worst team in the league, absolutely. Then we have Justin rolling to town. 3-0 Justin at the time, and we pull out a win. We have 3-1 Joey. Hi, Joey. Come down.
You're welcome.
And we pull out a win. And then we beat 4-1 Tyler at the time to now be 3-3. We don't have many points on the board scoring-wise. But we've got a team now, and we're ready to go make a push. I thought this was going to be the year that I was going to suck, and it still can be. This is fantasy. It's only week 7.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
I could lose the next 6 and be 3-10 or 3-9. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
All I have to say is right now, 3-3 by the time DeAndre Hopkins comes back, and I went on the toughest 3 games. I went on a 3-game toughest road I possibly could have went on, and I got 3 wins in a row. So
Yeah.
I'm
And you know what? This Marquise Brown injury comes at a perfect time for you because now D Hop's coming back. He's going to be in the number 1 there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and there's like with him and Marquise Brown, it would have been kind of, but now it's just gonna be DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore,
All
Greg
D Hop.
Dortch, Zach Ertz, like
Oh, don't
that.
forget Robbie Anderson.
Oh yeah, they got Robbie Anderson. Oh, Robbie Anderson. Let's see
Oh,
how
good old Rob.
good old Rob Anderson. Let's hope that works out. Oh my god. All right, so I'm happy with the week. The week went pretty well. So now I've got to explain tiers. I got this book. I've got more books. All right. So I've been talked with other people in our league. You know who you are. We're questioning rankings. We're questioning everything. So I was like, you know what? I do this fairly. I do this objectively. But I put it in a rubric. I sent the rubric to people. It's here. We're clearly not going to see it because of this light, but it's there. There's a rubric now where and pretty much what I did was your best quarterback I took, because I'm not going to take like the worst quarterback. You only play 1 quarterback a week. Your best quarterback, whatever the average per game, is where you fall on this for a rating on like the only rating part. So I'll just take Joey, for example. He was 32.4 because that's what Mahomes puts per game. 96 overall is between 32 and 34 points. So there Joey gets a 96 at quarterback. And so on and so forth for QBs. For running backs and receivers, I did your top 3. So the trio, I ranked those and put those points together, and then the wide receivers and running back. So I did that. And then why I asked about the bench, and this possibly could be changed all depending. Why I asked about the bench and what percent was is because I wanted to add the bench to it, but I didn't want the bench to be like the difference maker, because say someone has 4 running backs on their bench to only 1 because you don't need them because you have 3 in your starting lineup. That could skew the numbers a little bit, because say you had Eno Benjamin, Mike Boone, we'll go Jermichael Hasty and some other random, we'll go Benny Snell. Those guys are each putting up, say, 4 points per game. They'll never play for you. They don't really matter. They're just there just in case. Their 4 points mean nothing. But
So we're going more for efficiency rather than depth.
yeah,
Am I reading that right?
Yes,
Okay.
pretty much. But so what I did was I will use, let me make an even one. So Jared has 1 running back on his bench. It's set in his running back averages 7.5 points. So since he only has 1 running back, his total that I did was 7.5 points. Then I multiplied that by 25%, so by 0.25. The outcome for it was, I want to say like 1.7 or whatever it was. So I added that to his running back total. And in explanation, so he had the 29.6 plus 1.7 would be 30.6, 31.5, which means he fell into like the 31.5 category for running backs, which is a 93.
Okay.
So instead of being a 29.6, which would have put him at a 92. So basically the bench matters a little bit because you do have someone, and some benches matter more than others, which is why you could either go up by 1 point or by 3 points, depending. And that was kind of where the difference made. But the bench isn't like the end all be all. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm following you.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because if it makes sense, if you understand what I'm saying, then I'm explaining it at least clear enough. So that's what I did for the running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. I took your top 3 running backs, top 3 wide receivers, and then top tight end. And then the bench guys behind him kind of multiplied that together, added the 25% bench score to the running back score to then put you in line. And then defense and kicker, I just basically did the same as what you do with any week. Add the kickers in defense's average points per game, put it in the rubric, put it here. So yours actually, since we're talking with you, is 22.5. Yours average the most. So the 22.5 crew would be a 92. Or no, actually, because since I did full, I rounded up. Since 22.5 would technically round up to 23, you're a 93 because you'd be in the 23-24 group.
I'll take that.
So yeah, best defense in the league, best defense kicker combination. So I did that. That's what, if it focuses in, that's what this top 10 is. This bottom 10 is my 10% of matter to why I'm doing this. And fine, if you don't agree, disagree, I don't really care. So I have 10% of logic because there are certain things that happen, like say Ramondre Stevenson puts up 24, 25, and 21 because Damian Harris is out. His numbers are going to be skewed, but Damian Harris is now back. His numbers wise would say that he's probably the best back in football, but with Damian Harris coming back, moving forward, he's not going to produce the same. So it's like I'm ticking it up or down by knowing what situation's going on and knowing what's going on. Like, I think Devontae Adams and Justin Jefferson are going to be very, very good for the rest of the year. Austin ranked out to a 95. I upticked him to a 96 because I believe they're going to be a little bit better than what they've produced so far. That's kind of where I came in, and I'll take a picture of what the rankings were, and then I'll put like what my kind of addition to it was. And then you'll get a picture of the ranking so you know exactly how all of this worked out. I'm not going to actually, you know what? I'll read it off. I'm not going to read off what every quarterback, running back, and everything group was, but I will read off.
No, we'd be here for an hour.
We'd be here forever. I'll read off the final rating though. Jared is number 1 right now. He equated out to a 93. He's 4-2, so that's plus 0.8. And then he's at a 93.8. Hold on. Just as I'm writing this down. So Jared's at a 93.8 in the number 1 team. Ira's the number 2 team. He was a 92.6 plus 0.8 because he's 4-2. So he ended up being a 93.4. Justin, same thing, 92.6 plus 0.8 because he is also 4-2. He was a 93.4. What I did there was went for points per game, and I believe I got it correct. If not, then Justin should be 2 and Ira's 3. That was the one I didn't look at, and I thought, oh my God, was I right or was I wrong? Justin 61. I technically was wrong. Ira, so technically Ira would be 3 and Justin's 2 by 4 points. I'm not going to switch it on this paper right now. Anyways, I'm just going to do this. And then 4 is Tyler. He's a 92.2, which is actually like one of the lower rating for on paper teams, but he is 4-2, which matters. So he's at a 93. You are 92.6. You are one of the highest ranked teams. Actually, you are tied for second with like 4 other people. So you're there, and then you're 92.6. Obviously, you're 3-3, so you stay there. I'm a 92.6. I'm 3-3, so I stay at 92.6. Timmy is 3-3. He's a 92.4, so he is at 7. Austin's 8. He's a 92.4, but he's 2-4, so he's 91.6 after that. Joe, 92.4. He minus his 8 because he's also 2-4, 91.6. And then the lovely Camden is 91.8 as a rating for his team, which is the worst out of everybody. He's 1-5, so that's a minus 1.4. It's because basically below 4, if you're 4 games below 500, it's minus 1.4 instead of minus 1.2 as the math would show, because you're 4 games below 500, you're bad. So you're just bad. So Camden's a 90.4. This picture will be posted along with the other 2 pictures as well. Man, that took a while to do. But in order, it's Jared, Ira, Justin. They can kind of be intertwined. So it'd be Jared, Ira, Justin, or Jared, Justin, Ira. Tyler, Joey, me, Timmy, Austin, Joe, Camden. The rankings for the week. Whew. damn it. that took a lot out of me. All
Yeah,
right.
man, that seems tiring.
Oh no, it was okay. It was really okay. I'm not mad at it at all. So how are you feeling? So you're feeling good about your team right now moving forward? You're feeling good? You feel like you're a playoff team?
Yeah, if everybody gets healthy, if James, especially if James Conner plays this week, if Kittle lives up to his potential,
Yep.
I think I'm okay. I think my biggest problem right now is due to injuries is my lack of depth.
Yes.
I got lucky off of waivers. I got who I needed. Um,
George Kittle could be game. Obviously, I had him, and he's moved a few teams because he hasn't really played well. When
mhm.
Trent Williams comes back, which I don't know when that will be, but George Kittle's like the best blocking tight end in football. When Trent Williams comes back, he could return week 7. So within the next couple weeks, George Kittle, I feel, is going to stop blocking as much because he's been blocking because they run so much. When he
Yep.
stops blocking, he possibly could pop off. So George Kittle could be a huge game changer for you because he has top 3 tight end potential, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. We know his potential. It's Kittle. We know who he is.
Yeah,
We know
well,
what he can do.
yeah,
Um, I got lucky because when I offered that trade to Jared, I thought he was just. I honestly didn't think he'd accept it, but
yeah. I that has the making to be really good in your favor.
yeah.
Also, you might have trade of the year on the right side. You stole Austin Eckler from Timmy, and Najee Harris looks bad, and Austin Eckler looks great.
Oh man.
You might have trade of the year. And I know for someone who has been on the wrong end of a few trades every now and again,
We're not gonna bring up Megatron. We're not gonna bring him
we're
up.
not there's some trades in the past. I mean, I had Tom Brady, and the year Peyton Manning died, you did trade me Antonio Brown for Peyton Manning straight up. I remember that one. You've had some moves in the past. We all know them that have been
What do you mean? Those were legendary. They're iconic. We're still talking about them. They are
of
iconic.
course. How can we not talk about them? We will hold off on the Joey slander right now, but man, that I'm trying to pull up the exact trade unless you remember it off your head.
I remember it.
What was
It was Najee and Mark Andrews for Eckler, TJ Hawkinson, DK Metcalf, and Mike Williams. And I traded Mike Williams to Ira for Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
And then for Kittle, I traded Damian Harris and oh god, and Hawkinson for Kittle and James Robinson.
Yes, Robinson unfortunately looks like he's not running the ball as much because he needs
No,
to run the ball more. Unfortunate for you.
my thinking behind that was like with Robinson and Harris, they're kind of in the same. Like they're both touchdown dependent. They're both very much touchdown dependent. And at the time, I thought it was a fair trade. But
It
with
really is. It really is.
yeah,
They're both in situations to where they have a younger, a little more versatile back behind them that are starting to get more carries, but they still are going to be the goal line guy because they're the bigger back. So they still can get touchdowns and they're still going to get the ball 10 to 15 times a game. So they're
yeah,
really in the same situation. Damian Harris might be a little bit more of a sure thing, but again, James Robinson has more blow up potential. So it's really not that bad.
and it's kind of the same deal with James Conner too. And now, especially with D Hop coming back, Cardinals offense will probably hopefully be more efficient. Hopefully, they'll get to the goal line more, and hopefully, they'll have Connor be there to punch it in. So
Yeah, so
I'm hoping he can be the same touchdown beast that he was last year. Because if he's a mirror image of how he was last year, then I think I'll be fine. And then of course you trading me Hayden Hurst. I know there have been some question marks about me trading Philly's defense, but really I got what I needed. Kittle, I didn't realize at the time when I traded for Kittle, but Kittle and Fairmouth have the exact same bye week, so really there was no point in me trading me having Fairmouth. So and I figured he's a starter in other teams as well, like what you said in one of the reviews in the past. So hey, I got what I needed with Hayden Hurst. He's going to be good with Burrow throwing to him, and then the Jags.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Jags. You have the Cowboys defense, so it's not like you're not missing out on defense. I'm glad
No.
I got it because obviously it helped my defense. but also you have a defense that was just as good as Philly's defense. Plus, you got your bye week situation. I think it's week 9.
Yeah.
So you are fine in that situation, which is good.
I
Oh,
think really my biggest concern right now is injuries, just because I got two of probably my best players and one potentially not even playing this week. It's a short week for
yeah.
Arizona and New Orleans, so I'm not surprised that Michael Thomas and James Conner probably aren't going to play.
It,
But hopefully, I'm hoping to have them back by next week, by week 8. So
yeah,
if they're
definitely.
back by next week, I think I'll be sitting pretty.
Even if you're 3-4, then you can you're still in a position because you won early that one game under 500, 2 weeks and you're a game above 500. That changes the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
What I love about this league this year is from number 1 to number 9 in our league is 4-2 to 2-4. There are 2 games in between 2 weeks, and the number 9 team could have the same record as the number 1 team if 2 lose and 2. Like
Yeah.
everything. Honestly, it's like Camden's just on the outside because he hasn't been great this year. Otherwise, everybody's in the mix, and I love it.
Yeah. Really, I went through my past weeks just before we did this video, and I really broke it down as like I should be 5-1, but two of my losses have just come from boneheaded defensive plays.
You
Like
really,
when I lost to you, like obviously, hindsight's always 2020. I should have gone with Dallas's defense against the Rams, but
yeah.
I figured Minnesota had a better matchup against Chicago, and it's just
Honestly, that's not like, to be completely honest with you, Chicago's been the worst passing offense in like the last 50 or 60 years. They've been so bad that it's
yeah.
not even like a really wrong thing to do. Dallas's defense just got a touchdown really early and they
And
killed it.
yeah.
They
I
killed it.
think now I'm gonna start looking at, especially with certain defenses, I'm gonna be looking at who has the better offensive line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because if you can get sacks and get to the quarterback, that's all that like you
Really, because like
sack.
that's what I should have done when Dallas played the Rams. Like when Dallas, Micah and Lawrence, they got to Stafford, they killed him, murdered him,
Yep.
absolutely annihilated him, and that's kind of what got him the 22 points.
Of course. I was gonna say they looked like the men amongst boys. So
Who you got this week?
who I got this week, great segue because I was just about to say this
Yeah.
week I'm playing Austin, and
Ooh.
Austin doesn't have Kirk Cousins or Justin Jefferson. So big chance for me this week to go up to 4-3 and keep this win streak going.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trap game though, because Austin still, regardless, has people who can blow up. Devontae can blow up. Josh Jacobs can blow up. They're playing Houston, so it's not like it's going to be easy. Fournette's playing Carolina, so
Mm-hmm.
there are definitely games where he can go off.
Yeah, I've got Jared this week, and I got lucky because Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are on a
This
bye.
if you want to play Jared, this is the week you want to
This is
play
the
Jared.
week to play Jared, guys.
So you can't, like, in fairness to you, I don't want you to lose. I need
I
you to win because that
I
brings
don't
Jared to 4-3, and that brings Jared to 4-3. Then we got Tyler who's 4-2, and we got Irons 4-2.
mm-hmm.
One of those teams is going to 5-2, one's 4-3. I need Tyler to win.
Something's got to break. Something's got to break.
I need Tyler to win because if Tyler wins, Ira then no, backwards. I need Ira to win. Go Ira. Because Tyler's
Team
in
bro.
my division, and if Tyler goes down to 4-3, I'm at 4-3, hopefully with a win. We can be tied there. I'll need more points, but like if I can have 4-3 record and be at the top of my division, beautiful.
I
We've
just
got
want to point out like the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, no, no. You're good. Going.
I was just gonna say is like this week was weird. We had a lot of low scoring games. Really, Jared and Justin were the only ones that broke 100.
Yeah, no. This week was a weird
It
week.
was weird.
It just there was nothing this week. I think there's so many favorable matchups that I think this week could be a high scoring week.
And it's funny because like before this week, I was in on like the top 3 most high scoring games past 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I
you.
think. Let's see. Where am I at in terms of points scored? Because let's see.
724, if I
Oh
remember.
my god.
No, you've been killing it. Like in 6 weeks that you're killing it.
Hey man, that's Mahomes. That is 100% Mahomes
No,
right there.
that's Mahomes. We've got Timmy playing Camden. Timmy, you can't lose this game. I understand, but you also at the same time you can, because Camden will have Derrick Henry, probably have Jonathan Taylor. He practiced today.
Mhm.
He does have Dak coming back, so he has a real quarterback. Like, you can lose this game, Timmy. So it's going to be interesting.
And the same thing, I could still lose against Jared. You could still lose against Austin. Like
Oh yeah, the 100. It's fantasy, and then
it's
last game
exactly.
we have Justin versus Joe. Joe needs to get out of that slump. If I want a Joe win, because then that gives them the 3-4, and that just brings the whole entire league together. There will be 1-5-2 team after this. It has to be, obviously, because it's Ira against Tyler. Other than
Mhm.
that, if we can get 4-3, 3-4 teams to be one game, I'll love it.
It's close. It's competitive. It's just like how it was last. Like really, nobody has a bad team
No,
this
they don't.
year. And I love it. I love it.
Even like the not me ratings have people from a 93.6 to a 92.4. That's literally like 1 point in ratings. That's like, and in that case, that's like like a 92, 92, 92, like 93, 93. Like, that's barely anything.
Yeah.
Everyone's team is. Do you have anything else you'd like before we get done here?
No, I think we've just about covered everything, man. I think we're
Oh,
good.
I know. I agree too. There's one question I do want to ask you real quick.
Hit me.
Moving forward next year, I know PPR has been a huge talk, which we probably will go to at some point, but
Mhm.
next year, would you be open to 6 teams making the playoffs rather than 4? Or
I
do you like
think it. I feel like it gives people more opportunities, but at the same time, I feel like with four, it makes it more competitive. But I'd be open to giving that a shot for one season or so, just to see what happens.
see, I would be open to it too, because like in our league, like, think about it. There's as I said, there's you, there's me, like me, you, and Timmy, who have, like, that would be Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Travis Kelsey, say you and Mahomes. Like, we could all miss the playoffs.
Yeah, like we have teams in the league right now that deserve to go to playoffs, but because of how luck is integrated into fantasy football, we won't.
Yeah, so it's tough. So it's something
Yeah,
that we could look into going forward.
yeah. If everyone wants to do it, I'd go for it. I say we give it a shot.
All right, that was what I wanted to ask you. Thank you for coming on here. I appreciate all of it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, buddy.
You too, man. Take care.
You too.
See you guys. Woo.